Kids are too important, right? And so you make sure that you have a lawyer. Don't share a lawyer, right? Quite often, a narcissist tries to slip in where, hey, use my lawyer. It'll save us some money. That lawyer, when the lawyer is working with the narcissist and then you're working with them, that lawyer works for the narcissist. They're not your lawyer. So they're doing things, writing things up in that narcissist's best interest. They don't give a fuck about you, right? So you're complying and you're giving over your power, and quite often too much power, to the narcissist. Get your own lawyer that can advocate for you, and not just any lawyer. You don't want one that's going to negotiate. This is a big time problem that a lot of victims have. They get with a lawyer, and one lawyer triggers them. That's the one you actually want to go with, right? The one that might have some narcissistic tendencies, the one that's kind of a prick, the one that's kind of an asshole, right? The one that's very direct. That's the one you want. The one that negotiates, the one that you show up and they're like, hey, how are you? And wants to negotiate and thinks that everyone is great. The one that's highly empathetic, that's not the one for you, right? Not in these type of situations. I'm not saying that those type of lawyers are bad, right? But you need to talk to someone who is, who has the ability, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them being bubbly and things like that, but you do need to talk to someone who understands what you're going through and can articulate a plan of action of what is actually going to happen, right? When you describe the narcissist behavior, they're like, oh, when you talk to a lawyer and you describe their behavior and they're like, oh, we have an asshole, right? Oh, we have a narcissist. Oh, we have a jerk. And then they're able to outline, bingo, someone said litigator. That's exactly what you want. You want a litigator, right? Someone that if this needs to go to, you cannot be afraid to go to trial when we're talking about a narcissist. Go to trial if you need to. Right, because you have got to advocate and you have got to fight for your rights. But once all of this stuff is done, right, what low contact looks like is that we're not friends. This is business. This is now a business relationship. I'm not sending you pictures. This might sound like being a prick. That's good for people who are able to do it. That is not you with a narcissist, period. We're not sending each other pictures. We're not sending each other videos. They can go fuck themselves outside of when they're taking care of the kids, right? We're not taking care of them when they're sick. All that kind of bullshit. We're done with them, right? All those benefits that they got, right? And they're going to try to make you feel bad, feel guilty. Sharing birthday parties, we're not doing it. Sharing Christmases, not doing it, right? That's what parallel parenting looks like. They have their own life. Period. Right? When they're going through a bad time, they're not coming over, staying the night, all that bullshit. No. Once again, for the people who do that, who are able to do that because they're non-narcissistic parents, good. I wish that were the case for everybody. That is not the case in these type of situations. Right? And so they live their own life. If they get into a car accident, we're not picking them up. None of it. Right? Because when you start going down that path, it is a non-stop battle. Even like a little sliver, right, all of a sudden turns into these massive, nasty-ass arguments, sometimes ends up in court, right? And to bring some perspective to this, there was someone I was working with, and you guys hear me talking about ending all enmeshment whenever you go through a divorce with a narcissist. And what happened is that this person ended all enmeshment, but the narcissist convinced this person to keep their phone lines in the narcissist's name, right? And you're going to deal with this. You're going to hear these type of things. Well, keep the house in my name. Keep the house. Keep this in your name, and we'll do this and we'll do that. And that is a big time mistake, because the narcissist, what do they want? They want to continue the enmeshment, right? So what happened in this situation is that the kids went off to camp or something along those lines. When the narcissist knew that they went to camp, what they did was that the narcissist asked the person, and it had been like, I want to say like a year that they had been split up at this point. But the narcissist, in their mind, when they know that you're free or that you're available, all of a sudden he wanted to spin back around, right? Ask the person out on a date. And the person said no. Right? And the narcissist flipped his shit. And this is the reason why you want to end all enmeshment. The children were in a completely different state. He called the children and said, what's about to happen, blame your mom, right? Shut off everybody's phones, right? Kids are in a completely different state. Mom's not able to talk to or communicate with her kids who are at camp in another state, right? Because the narcissist, and this is what they do. This is the reason why all enmeshment has to end. Because not only do they rip the rug out from underneath you, they do it not only when you least expect it, but when you most need it. If you decide to keep your insurance in their name, right when you get sick, right when you need to go to the hospital, boom, we're done. Right when you are running late for work, or when you have to travel out of town for work, right, and they kept their name on your car, boom, it's towed, right? That sort of thing. So all enmeshment has to end. Everything needs to be documented in court. So we're not playing any games. And if they do try to do some sort of bullshit with the kids, right, you have something in court documented that you can enforce, because boundaries are enforceable. They're not just some willy-nilly thing, right, that we're just speaking up for ourselves. They're things that you can enforce, right? So a decree is enforceable.